Hi, everyone. It's Susan. Just wanted to put together a chair yoga video since we're all at home. Best way to stay healthy is to stay active. So let's go ahead and get started. Go ahead and put on whatever music is soothing to you. Anything at all. It doesn't have to be, yoga music or anything like that. It can uh, be whatever you like, classical music. I didn't put any music with this video because I didn't want it to interfere with the sound or the instructions, but feel free to use your own at home. Let's start with our seated meditation here. Just feeling your feet into the floor. Go ahead and close your eyes if you feel comfortable doing so. If that makes you dizzy or you prefer not to, just find a focal point on the floor a little bit in front of you and try to soften your gaze. Some nice deep breaths. Let's shrug those shoulders into the ears and then just slide them down. We'll do that one more time. Shrug those shoulders into the ears and slide down. And then let's take our focus to our breath and not trying to change it at all. Just noticing what it is. Go ahead and take your right hand to your stomach, your left hand to your chest, and feel your breath as you inhale and exhale. Feeling your belly rise and fall. Let's go ahead and take our hands back down to your thighs or resting by your sides. Go ahead and just wiggle your toes. Scrunch the feet, wake those feet up, spread those toes, and softly let the feet relax down onto the floor. And feeling the floor underneath you, feeling your weight into the floor, feeling it support you. And on your next exhale, see if you can get a little bit heavier into that floor. Let's move up the body to the pelvis. Just kind of rock back and forth in the chair a little bit on those sit bones. And then just finding neutral, nice and easy. Feeling the chair underneath you, feeling your weight into the chair. And with your next exhale, see if you can get a little bit heavier into that chair. Just really sending your weight into it, allowing it to support you. Let's move up the body again to the shoulders. Have they crept back into the ears? Are they still relaxed down? Maybe do another shrug, kind of wiggle those shoulders around, little rolls, and then just let them fall where they do. Feeling those shoulder blades just slightly pulling together in the back. Feeling the shoulders melt a little bit further away from the ears. And with your next exhale, see if you can make those shoulders just a little bit heavier. Let's move up the body again to the neck. Just take note of the shape of your neck. Are you kind of arching the head back? Is the neck long? Just tilt the chin a little bit forward and feel how that lengthens out the back of the neck. And then moving up again to your jaw. Separating your lips, see if you can wiggle your jaw side to side. And then keeping the jaw heavy, bring the lips back together. Let's move up this time to the forehead, the brow, the eyes. Taking note of what they're doing. I feel a little bit of tension in my brow right now, in my eyes. Squint your eyes, scrunch your forehead, furrow your brow, and soften that. And with your next exhale, see if you can make your forehead, your brow, your eyes just a little bit heavier. Let's move this time to our thoughts. And just like with our breath earlier, not trying to change them, just noticing what they are. I know they're probably a little bit more unusual, maybe a little bit more scattered. I know mine are. Just trying to notice them, allowing them to come and go. And take a few breaths here, feeling your body get a little bit heavier with each breath, allowing it to melt down into that chair a little bit more with every exhale. Then start to wiggle your fingers, wiggle those toes again, bringing energy back into them, waking them up a little bit. And then start to open your eyes or focus your gaze. And let's take it into our shoulder rolls, rolling the shoulders forward, up into the ears. Squeeze those shoulder blades together in the back and find neutral. And again, big shoulder rolls up and around. Stretching out that space between the shoulder blades as you roll the shoulders forward, stretching out the collarbone and the chest as you pull those shoulder blades together, allowing the hands just gently and passively slide along the thighs with that movement. Let's take one more here. And just softening to neutral for a moment. And we'll take it the other way. Back up into the ears, roll the shoulders forward, closing off the chest and the collarbone, and then pulling open again, finding that squeeze up into the ears, big shoulder rolls. And we'll take two more here. And last time. And just letting them land where they do for a moment. Let's take one more, rolling them up and back, feeling that slight squeeze of those shoulder blades together, opening up the chest and the collarbone a little bit here. And let's interlace the fingers. Stretch the palms forward. Lean forward just a little bit, keeping the sit bones anchored into the chair. Stretch the arms up overhead, trying to keep those shoulders down out of the ears. And just holding it here with nice, easy, flowing breath as you gently shake the head side to side if that feels okay for you. If it's not feeling okay today, just keep the gaze and head forward. And then softly release those fingers, let the arms float down. And we'll take that two more times, interlacing those fingers, stretching through the palms, stretching through the arms, reaching up to the ceiling, feeling the waistline stretch here, holding it here for that gentle shake of the head side to side. And releasing those fingers, letting the arms just float down. And one last time. And stretch forward, reach up, Shoulders stay down here as much as possible. And let's shake the head side to side. Nice and easy, just trying to release out any tension in the neck here. Making sure we have mobility in the neck. And go ahead and release it down. Let's take the hands to the back of the head, back of the neck, I should say, and start to walk those hands down either side of your spine. Just kind of grabbing on with those fingertips and allowing your hands to gently knead out all that musculature in your upper back, at the base of your neck, and the tops of your shoulders. Just working your way down either side of the spine. And try to find your deepest spot. Walk those fingers down as far as you possibly can. Kind of grab on and then draw the elbows down and forward. You can let your chin drop here and just gently let those fingertips slide. Sliding up and over the tops of the shoulders, the sides of the neck. And gently releasing that. Let's bring the arms open to the sides, really stretching through the fingertips, stretching through that wingspan. And then we're going to cross the right arm over the left arm. And just like we just did with the upper back and the base of the neck, walk those fingertips back, grabbing onto your shoulder blades there. Take a nice inhale, lift those elbows up, and as you exhale, draw the elbows down. Keeping those fingertips where they are, gently pulling those shoulder blades apart for a gentle stretch there in the upper back. And we'll take that again. Inhale to lift the elbows up and see if you can walk those fingertips back just a little bit more. And exhale, draw the elbows down. And 2 more times here. Inhale to lift, trying to find a further spot with those fingertips, and exhale, fold, stretch. One last time here. Inhale, lift, and exhale to fold and stretch. Lengthen up to your neutral spine. Stretch those fingertips out again, really reaching through the palms of the hands. And this time, let's cross the left over the right, stacking those elbows as much as we can. Walk those fingertips back. Inhale, lift, exhale, fold into yourself. Get that gentle stretch, gently pulling those shoulder blades apart with your fingertips. Inhale, lift up again, walking those fingertips a hair back if you can. Exhale, round it forward. 2 more times here. Inhale, lift, and exhale, rounding forward. And last time, see how far back you can get those fingertips, giving yourself a tight, tight hug here. And exhale, round it forward. Go ahead and find that neutral spine. Gently release those fingertips by your sides. And we're going to sweep all the air up, reaching up. Press those palms together and draw those hands down into your heart center. Reach the fingertips down to the floor, stretch to the sides of the room, all the way up like you're gathering up all that air and energy. Press those palms together, feel your knuckles pressing together, your fingers, your fingertips, the heels of your hands, pull all of that down into your heart center. And again, stretch, sweeping up, lengthening through the torso, and pull all of that in. Let's hold it here, one breath. And let's send it the other direction, reaching those fingertips up. Allow them to peel apart at the top. And this time, flip those palms to the floor and press, press, press all the way down. Really create that resistance for yourself. Draw those hands back together in heart center again and reaching up, peeling those hands apart. Flip those palms down and push. Push as you come down. And one more time here, hands together in heart center, reaching up. Follow with your chest. Follow with your heart and press down, 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 down. Bring those hands back together in heart center to finish. Take a nice inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to twist. Try to keep your nose and chin right over your fingertips. So we're trying not to take those arms too far, keeping those hands in the center of your chest. We also want to make sure we're not taking the gaze too far. Everything stays aligned. Almost lead the way with your elbow here. Let that elbow pull you around into that twist. Inhale, bring it back to center. Here we go to the other side. Exhale, twist, pulling that elbow back, 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 trying to keep the nose and chin right over those fingertips, keeping those hands in heart center. Inhale, bring it back to the center. Good. And again, twisting. Only going as far as is comfortable for you. We never want to force anything, but twisting is so therapeutic for us. Rotation is so therapeutic and detoxifying. So good for us. And twist. Nice, easy flowing breath. And even though we're a little bit more focused on the upper body here, do a quick little check-in on your feet. See if they're still nice and firmly anchored to the floor. If your knees are right in line with your hips and your ankles. And back to center, and let's take one more time here. And twist. And back to center. Very nice. We're going to take it into a stronger twist now. Again, be gentle with yourself. Know your limitations. We're going to take one hand over to the outside of the leg, outside of the knee, I should say, and then grab onto the back of the chair with the other one. It doesn't have to be a firm grasp, just to anchor yourself. And you're going to use those arms to gently pull yourself into more of a twist here. And here you can take that chin right over your shoulder like you're trying to look behind you. Again, however far is comfortable for your neck. And again, we are assisting ourselves here for this twist, but we never want to force anything. One more breath here on that exhale. See if you can just kind of wind into a bigger twist, a deeper twist, and gently unwind to the center. Find that neutral spine again. Let's take it to the other side. One hand comes outside that knee, the other hand comes to the back of the chair, and just gently using those arms to push and pull into that rotation. You can take that chin all the way over that shoulder for this stronger twist, looking behind you. And again, with those exhales, see if you can find a deeper twist, almost using those inhales to unwind a little bit, and then exhale, deeper twist. Again, not forcing anything. And then just gently coming back to neutral again. Let's relax the arms down by the sides. We're going to take it into some lateral flexion here. So go ahead and grab onto the chair with one hand so you're nice and supported. And you're going to let yourself fall over to the opposite side, just letting the weight of the head and then the shoulder, the rib cage, everything pull you off to the side. Try to anchor that sit bone, that opposite sit bone, down into the chair as much as possible. And then lengthen back up through center. Let's take it to the other side. So the other hand holds on to the bottom of that chair. Release that hand down to the floor and then ear to the shoulder and letting it go. And then lengthening back up. Good. And we'll take it to each side just a little bit faster. Now, just letting the ear go first. Anchoring those sit bones, especially that opposite one. Lengthen back to center. Switch those hands. Initiate that movement from dropping the ear first and then letting just the weight of your body and gravity pull you over. And switching those hands again, just moving side to side in your own time. If I'm going a little too fast for you and you'd like to hold that lateral flexion a little bit longer, please feel free. We're going to take one more time each side here. Nice. And last time. And back to center. I am going to scoot back just a little bit so that you can see me a little bit better for this next part. We're going to work through our feet and ankles, so hopefully you can see my feet on the floor, but I'll talk you through it just in case you're not able to. So come a little bit forward in your chair here, so you're kind of a little perched on the edge of it, but again, we want to make sure you're feeling supported and stable. So send one foot forward. Let's go ahead and just flex that foot, pulling the toes back to you, and just relax. And let's do that again, just pulling the toes back to you, and relax one more time. Strong flex, and relax. Pull that foot a little bit closer to you and lift up into a point, lifting onto your toes, stretching out the top of the foot, and let it go. Let's do just a little lift of the toes to stretch out the sole of that foot at the end of that. Yeah, feels good. And then lifting up, stretching out the top of the foot, really engaging the bottom, and relax it down. Little lift of the toes to stretch that out at the end. One more time here. And point. And relax. And let's move through those two, starting with that flex that we did earlier, pulling the toes back, let that foot relax to neutral, and then lift to that point. And let the foot relax to neutral and flexing again. And relax and pointing. And let it go. One more time each way. And relax and point. And release. From here, let's work through the forefoot here, the toes. So we're going to keep the heel planted, and you're going to lift the ball of the foot and the toes off the floor. Spread those toes like fingers as far apart as you can. Keep them spread and lay the foot down. And then scrunch the toes, like make a fist with your toes, almost like you're trying to pick up a marble off the floor with your toes. Lift the ball of the foot and the sole of the foot off again and spread like you're dropping that marble. And relax down and make a fist with your toes again. Pick that marble back up and spread those toes and release it down one more time. And lift, stretch the toes apart like fingers and release it down. Let's bring that leg back in. We'll send the other foot forward. We'll start with that flex, pulling those toes back, stretching open the bottom of that foot, and just relax to neutral. Let it go. And pull those toes back, send that heel away, and relax to neutral. And one more time here. Flex, 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 and relax to neutral. Slide that foot in just a little bit and lift to your point. And relax it down. And lift to your point. And release. And one more time here, lift, good. And I'm sorry, I haven't been cueing it, but definitely do that little stretch at the bottom, lifting those toes to stretch the bottom of that foot. Let's roll through those two, flexing the foot and relaxing it down. And then lifting to your point, stretch the top of that foot, relax it down to neutral and flex and release and point and release. Let's take one more time each way and release and point and release. All right, let's take it in a little bit. Anchor that heel down. We're working through the ball of the foot, the forefoot here. So we're going to lift up the sole of the foot, the ball of the foot, stretch those toes apart again like fingers, reach, reach, reach. And then you're going to lay those toes down, still stretched out, and then make a fist with your toes like you're trying to pick up that marble off the floor. And stretch open. Good. And down. And up. And stretch. And again, try to pick up that marble off the floor. And if you have an actual marble, give this a try. You can also use a Kleenex. Just laying a Kleenex down onto the floor and trying to pick it up and drop it. That's a great tool. All right, let's bring both feet just a little bit forward. Lift up onto the the heel. So the sole of the foot is lifted, and we're going to kind of windshield wiper those feet back and forth, working through the ankles here. Again, going to the range that feels okay for you. Let's hold it over to one side and really stretch, trying to reach to that side just a little bit more with each breath. Let's take it to the other side. Same thing, holding here for just a few breaths. Try to stretch just a little bit more and bring it back center and release. I'm going to move back in. All right, we're going to take it to some lower body work. Let's scoot all the way back in the chair here. So you're really nice and supported. You have a lot of the chair underneath you supporting you. Hands can just hold on to the chair here. And we're going to stretch one leg forward, just extending that leg straight. Really reach through that heel, flex through that foot. Feel that stretch in the bottom of the leg and that work in the top of the leg. Good. And then gently bring that heel back down and slide that foot in. And then we're going to slide the other heel away until it lifts off the floor. Stretch the heel away. Stretch through the back of the leg, really engaging the front of the leg here. And bring that heel down. Slide it back in, nice and easy. And now let's flow nice and easy with the breath. Take a nice inhale. As you exhale, send that heel away, reaching the leg off the floor, across the room. Inhale, bring that heel down, slide it back in. Exhale, reach the other leg away. Nice, easy breath. Inhale, bring it back in. And of course, if you need to take more breaths in between, absolutely fine. This is your class. And stretch. And down. Good. And stretch. And down. And one more time. Reach it away. Stretch through that heel and draw it back in. Nice. I'm going to come a little bit forward in the chair here, just a hair. And we're going to lift up one leg just so it's slightly hovering. And we're going to circle that leg. Good. Just getting into that hip. Doesn't feel like much at first, but then it will really start to talk to us. Nice, easy breath. We'll take 3 more here. 3 and 2 and 1. Hold it at the bottom, still hovering that leg. Let's reverse. Good. And around. Nice, easy circles. Ooh, now that leg is starting to talk. I am definitely feeling it, trying to lift up and out of your lower back so we're not kind of slumping back. Feel yourself supported through your core. And 3 and 2. Last one. Let's place that foot down. Ooh, give that leg just a little shake. Ooh, it worked hard. Okay, let's take it to the other side, lifting on up. Little hover off the floor, lifting up and out of that lower back and circling and circling. And again, at first it doesn't feel like much. Doesn't feel like you're doing much of anything, but we know what's coming. Keep breathing. Good. We'll take 3 more here. 3 and 2 and 1. Let's hover at the bottom for a moment and other way around. And I really don't care which direction you go first and second. Just make sure you reverse it. And of course, if the reverse is not feeling okay, you could always stay with the first direction. Whew, I am definitely feeling it now. Keep breathing. Excellent. Okay, 3 more. Last 3. We're in the home stretch here. 2 and 1 and release. Give that leg a little shake. Okay, let's take it into just a little shoulder opener, little chest opener here before we come to our standing work. So we're going to reach those arms forward right in line with the shoulders. Then we're going to pull those elbows back, squeeze those shoulder blades, and then flip those palms up so you have kind of cactus arms, goalpost arms. And then reach those arms maybe a little bit back, but maybe they go more to the ceiling, and that's fine. And let's draw those elbows back down, back to our cactus. Goalpost arms, flip those palms down and stretch forward. And again, pull those elbows back. Flip those palms up. Reach, reach, reach. And pull back down. Flip the palms down, stretch it forward. And pull back. Flip open. Reach up and maybe a little bit back. And pull down. Flip the palms down. Stretch forward. Let's take 2 more here. And flip. Reach it up. And down. Palms down. Reach forward. Last time. Open up. Reach. Feel everything stretching. Elbows down. Flip the palms down. Reach it forward. Nice job. Let's come up to standing. We're going to stay at our chair to begin. I'm going to come a little bit forward. So coming behind your chair, make sure you have a mat or maybe some grip socks, something where you feel supported. Let's take one leg up behind us and just start to circle that ankle. I'll take a little bit to the side so you can kind of see what I'm doing here. Just circling that ankle around, using that chair. If you're feeling like you want to work a little bit more on balancing, you feel okay, you can start to hover one hand off the chair, maybe both. And let's go ahead and reverse those circles. Good. And placing those hands back down. I'm going to turn back to face you. And we'll take it into our tree here. So 1 foot down. I've got my left foot down, but you can do either. And we're going to cup the ankle with our other foot. If you're feeling good, you can take that foot a little bit higher up onto your lower leg around your calf. Otherwise, keep those toes on the floor and just cup your ankle with that foot. And holding it here, feeling yourself lifting up and out of that standing leg quite a bit. So we're not sinking into that hip. Lifting, 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 opening up the other knee, opening up that hip. And then as you start to feel comfortable, you can start to grow the branches of your tree. Lifting one, maybe both arms off. Maybe you hold on to the chair the whole time. Try to find a little focal point on the floor, softening your gaze. Don't worry about wobbling. Wobbling's good. It means you're working hard to stabilize. And gently bring one hand at a time back down to the chair. Again, make sure you're supported either with grip socks, a mat, or maybe even bare feet. Step wide, and let's just start to circle the hips around. You can kind of let the feet roll up and off the floor as those hips circle around. That's perfectly fine. Let's take it the other way. All right, let's come back. We'll start with our ankle circles. So other foot on the floor, lift up the other leg, circle that ankle around. If you want to work a little bit more on balance here, you can hover one or both hands off the floor, off the chair. That makes more sense. Let's reverse those ankle circles. Taking note if maybe one side is easier to balance on than the other. For some reason today, this side is easier for me. Usually it's the reverse. But every day is different, right? All right, let's bring the hands back down. We'll find our tree on this side, lifting up and out of that standing leg and either cupping your ankle, or if you want to take that foot a little bit higher up onto your leg, that's fine too. Opening up that knee, lifting up and out of that standing leg. And then when you start to feel comfortable, you start to grow those branches of your tree. And again, trying to find that focal point on the floor in front of you, just softening your gaze, finding your balance here, trying to quiet that breath. And go ahead and bring one hand at a time back down. Let's take that wide stance again. This time we'll just kind of shift the weight side to side, kind of little lunges, side to side. Make sure you have a nice grip on that chair. So you're really using it for support here. Just side to side. Nice. Good. We're going to take it over to the wall for some more standing work. So we're coming over here, right up against the wall. Again, if you're in socks, just be very careful not to slip. I would suggest bare feet, grip socks, or even a mat here. We're going to take some push-ups here. So let's line those hands up with the shoulders on the wall. And you're just going to draw your elbows down towards the wall. Now, you don't have to go all the way down like I am. You go to where you're comfortable. Maybe this is your range today. But if you want to drop those elbows all the way down, make sure to take your body with you in one long line and then push yourself away from the wall. And down. And strong press away. And strong press away. Now, you can always make this more challenging by stepping further away from the wall. However, you do need to be careful because the further away you are, the more chance there is to slip. We don't want that. We're going to take 3 more here. And just 1 more. Very nice. All right. We're going to do 1 more here at the wall. Walk in a little bit closer. And then just start to slide your arms up the wall. You can kind of lean into the wall a little bit. And then slide the hands back down in front of your shoulders. And slide the hand up. And sliding back down. And again, sliding up. And back down. And down. We'll take 1 more here. And down. All right, let's come back to the chair. So we're going to do some work with weights. Now, some of you might have weights at home, but you can always grab canned goods. I have 2 cans of beans here. They're slightly over 1 pound, not too heavy. If you have heavier weights or heavier objects, you're always welcome to use those. You can also do all of this without weights entirely. So let's start. Arms by the sides. Just find a comfortable spot in your chair again. And we're going to do a bicep curl here. And then we're going to reach up overhead to the ceiling, arms by the ears. Pull those arms back in, unfold. And curl. Reach it up. Pull in and release. And reach. Pull in. Release. Curl. Reach up. In. Release. We'll take 2 more here. In and release. Last time. In and release. Turn those palms in to face each other, to face the chair. Lift straight forward and down. And straight forward and down. And lift. Down. Lift. And down, keeping a nice long spine. And down. Good. And lift. And down. And lift. And down. Nice. Now we're going to fold the arms like we're holding a tray. And you're going to lift straight up in front of you. You're going to open out. Come forward again. And down. Lift. Open out. Forward. Lower down. Lift. Open out. Bring it in. Lower down. Lift. Open out. Forward. and down. Good. Two more. Open out, forward, and down. Last time. Open out, forward, and down. Excellent. Place those weights down. All right, let's take some head rolls, stretch all of that out. Let's drop the chin into the chest, just feeling the weight of the head, stretching out the back of the neck. Might feel along the tops of the shoulders. And let's bring the right shoulder over to the right ear. And just taking a few breaths, trying to pull that opposite shoulder down, feeling an extra little stretch there. And then let's bring the chin down to the shoulder. So now you're kind of looking down at that shoulder. And we're going to stay kind of hanging over to that right shoulder and just turn the head to the ceiling. And then turn it back to the floor. And let's turn it to the ceiling again. And turn it back to the floor. And turn it to the ceiling. And to the floor. And we'll take one more here. And to the floor. And let's just start to take a big, slow circle all the way around. Stretch, stretch, stretch. All the way around. And chin into the chest. Let's do that one more time. Ear to the shoulder. Reach the chin up to the ceiling like you're tracing a circle on the ceiling with your chin. Opposite ear to the opposite shoulder. And chin into the chest to finish. Let's take that to the other side. Starting with that ear to the shoulder, feeling that nice, easy stretch in the side of the neck. Easy breaths, pulling the opposite shoulder down to intensify that stretch. And let's turn to look at that shoulder. Nice, easy breaths here. See how that shifts the stretch a little bit. And keeping that head towards that shoulder, let's rotate to the ceiling. And then rotate back to the floor. And then rotate to the ceiling. And rotate to the floor. And two more to the ceiling. And to the floor. Last time. And to the floor. And let's take those big circles all the way around, nice and slow, opening up the front of the neck, reaching the chin, ear to the shoulder, and finishing with the chin into the chest. One more that direction, ear to the shoulder to start. Reach up and out of all sides of the neck, even the back of the neck here. Ear to the shoulder, and then chin into the chest. And let's bring the chin up, finding a nice neutral spine. Find a comfortable spot in the chair, and we'll finish with our final meditation. Making sure you're comfortable, your feet are underneath your knees, flat onto the floor. Hands can be on the thighs or resting by the sides. Either closing the eyes altogether or finding a focal point on the floor and softening your gaze there. And we'll start kind of from the ground up again. So feeling those feet just planted into the floor, feeling the floor underneath. Seeing if you can make those feet a little bit heavier as you exhale. Moving up to the pelvis now. Feeling the chair underneath you, supporting you. See if you can kind of anchor those sit bones and equalize the weight between them. Finding a neutral pelvis here. And with each exhale, just see if you can sink a little bit deeper into that chair, feeling a little bit more weight down into that chair. Moving up again to the shoulders, feeling them pulling down out of the ears, drawing the armpits towards the hips. Slight squeeze of the shoulder blades, just to gently open up the collarbone and the chest. Lengthening your neck, maybe tilt that chin down a little bit, lengthen out the back of the neck. relaxing the jaw, seeing how heavy you can make that jaw, seeing if you're clenching your teeth, moving up to the forehead and the brow and the eyes again, seeing if you can soften through that area. Let's take our thoughts, our focus, again to our thoughts. And again, just allowing them to come and go, but this time taking note. Are they different than they were at the beginning of class? Making no judgment, trying not to change them, just allowing them to be and just noticing what they are. Let's take the right hand to the belly, left hand to the chest, and bring our focus again to our breath. And again, just taking note, is it different than it was in the beginning of class? Is it deeper? Is it slower? And just allowing it to be whatever it is and being there with it. Releasing your hands back down to your thighs or hanging by your sides. Start to wiggle your fingers and your toes, waking them up again. One shoulder roll, and then kind of shimmy out those shoulders. And then either focusing your gaze or opening your eyes, bring those hands down by the sides, reaching through the fingertips all the way up. Press those palms together. Draw those hands down into heart center. And one more time, stretch open, sweep, gathering up all that air and energy. Press those palms, those fingers together. Feel those knuckles pressing together. Draw all of that down into your heart center. Holding it here. Deep breaths. Let's nod the chin into the chest. And gently bring your thumbs up to touch the forehead, the brow, connecting your heart and your head. Give yourself thanks for taking time for yourself today, taking a moment, bringing focus to yourself. Give your body thanks for everything that it does for you every day, for everything it's capable of doing. Thank you for joining me today. Be well.